Don't get coronavirus in your heart.
Let's do it.
It's the base.
LOSO__G.
Deacon, the engineer.
That boy.
Erick, Froede.
Thank you, Froede, for coming through, Froede.
Yo,
Long time
that-
no see.
Beard is looking healthy.
Man, this is the third round in quarantine. I just grow it out until it's too bushy and then shave it all off. So
Okay. You're not gonna go full Viking like?
full yeah, where I can braid it, right, or something.
Yeah, yo, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, it's maybe. Although I was gonna say barbers are open again, but they're only doing hair, not beards. You have to wear a face mask. So there, I would have to take care of it myself, which is why I've been shaving it off. So
Fair enough. You don't want to grow out.
it's tough to maintain, like to do all the lines yourself and shape it up. It's kind of difficult.
What's the longest you've had your hair? I think I remember you having like a brolic ass beard at one point when we were studying and shit.
Oh, the beard or the hair?
The beard.
The beard? I mean, the longest was when I was backpacking. It was like down to here, man.
Damn, son.
It was intense. It was a bit much, to say the least. But the problem is when it gets long like that, you have issues where like food gets in it. It gets stuck in zippers. It's a bad idea.
Wait, yeah. You can save. It's like a food pouch. You can save food for later. You know.
Exactly.
I always think when I see people with long beards, I think of the Simpsons episode where he gets a beard and he has like a nest inside his beard. Was that Family Guy or was that The Simpsons? I think both, bro. I think both because I think that's when he was like being super, like he looked like Jesus at one point. Whatever.
I haven't seen that episode.
Jose, you just created an episode.
They didn't even know about it.
He just took like mad shows and put it in one episode.
Just mashed them up. Yeah. I'm still waiting for Jose to grow his facial hair here.
I literally trimmed it right before, bro. My shit looked, it almost connects. I almost got the goatee. Yeah. Is that what you people call it?
That is what it's called.
Yo, when I do that, bro, I'm gonna look like fucking Iron Man with long hair.
Yeah, you should. Why did you leave it? The girlfriend didn't approve or what?
No, because it doesn't connect. So I still look like a creep.
You didn't get approval. No.
Oh, damn, bro. What's this?
I'm kidding.
Man? But thanks for coming through, bro. Just
anytime.
What have you been up to like in the last few months, ever since like COVID and shit started?
Yeah, I mean, I work for a startup, right? So we've all been remote since this whole thing kicked off. So basically what you see is what you get. This has been it for the last few months. I mean, thankfully things are lighting up a bit, right? So we can go out and hang out in the parks and summer, which is nice. So it helps keep your sanity a bit more than the winter, but not a whole lot. It's just going to go hiking soon, which is what I'm looking forward to. It's the outdoor stuff these days when it's not on a computer.
Nice. And you stay in Jersey, right?
No, I'm actually in Long Island City.
Oh.
LIC. Okay.
Oh,
I have so many of these like awesome local beers because LIC has 6 breweries nearby.
Nice. And what kind of startup do you work for?
It's called Epion Health. They do patient intake and engagement. So basically like digital check-in. So instead of paper, you're using what used to be an iPad back when we were in office, but now everyone's out of the office. No one's going into the clinics anymore, so it's all on your mobile device. So I do product management for them.
Wait, so like if I wanted to have a check-in with my doctor, I just use my phone and that's it? As long as they have it?
Yeah, you would, instead of like, if you think of the old school style, they give you the clipboard with the pen. You have to fill out all your medical information, your family history, what you're taking, any injuries you have, all of that stuff. We do it all online. and then it's tied to the electronic health record.
Has COVID changed anything about like what's going on? Is it affecting it? I'll say from my end on the edtech side of things, it definitely has. But I'm curious, you clearly being on the health end of things, if COVID's actually doing anything or not doing anything, clearly it's doing something.
Business is good.
Yeah. I mean, COVID has changed the whole landscape of healthcare, right? I mean, it's all about meeting people where they are and allowing them to do as much as they can from home. So there's been a huge rise in anything blank. So telehealth in general, seeing your doctor over the phone. And then, of course, before that, checking in over the phone, home monitoring. It's like, it's a renaissance for certain parts of healthcare right now. But what's interesting is that actually a lot of hospitals and clinics are financially struggling right now because no one's doing elective surgery or procedures. It's all basically critical care. You're being screened for COVID, and if you have COVID, you're going into the hospital, or you have some other health condition that goes untreated, like some cardiac issue, or some respiratory issue, and you don't go to the doctor because you're afraid to go in and it gets worse. And then suddenly you have an emergency situation. So it's only emergencies, not electives really. And electives are where hospitals and clinics get their money. So
crazy, bro. You just debunked the memes that I saw calling COVID a conspiracy, saying that hospitals are over-reporting it because they're getting more money from the government and making more money because of COVID. Yo, this is like the random memes that I see fucking show up on social media and some of my group chats.
No, bro, it's a conspiracy for the large urban hospitals to put the smaller hospitals out of business. So when it's all said and done, they'll get all their elective surgery done at the big hospital.
They're in the long game. Yeah,
exactly. Keep your third eye open.
So I'm glad we have an expert here because I'm curious how many entries come through your platform that say 5G is causing the coronavirus?
0 for sure. So I'm no.
They just get deleted automatically.
I'm no expert necessarily, but that is definitely not a drop down on our list of items that you can choose when you're checking in. I have heard people are saying fire to 5G towers. It's kind of insane, right?
Oh, there's this lady who shot at workers that were working on a cell phone tower, not even a 5G tower, but it was in North Carolina, and she shot at them, and then she was like complaining, like, "Why did I get arrested? Like, they're
I'm saving you.
Like I'm saving us." And then there was another video of a lady. She took a basic surgical mask, right? And then, oh my God. So, how they have like, framing, it's like, plastic framing, whatever. She pulled it out and she's like, look, these are the wires that they're implanting. They're implanting 5G wires in our mask to poison us.
There you go. I mean, it's, there's also like wearing a mask for long periods of time. Like some conspiracy theorists are saying, like it's dangerous to breathe your own CO2, like it suffocates you. It's kind of nuts to say the least. And actually the whole like conspiracy theorist community is going nuts, and I'm very curious what's going to happen with anti-vaxxers, right? Like,
no.
Survival of the fittest, unfortunately.
Well, I think it was a CNN poll I was reading, if I'm not mistaken, that said something like 55%, only 55% of Americans would say if we had a vaccine today, they would get it, which is kind of mind-blowing, right? Like,
I feel like I might be in that 55%. I don't want the first wave of vaccines, bro, because I'm worried about
them
The
just
government.
rushing, them just rushing it out and say, "Oh yeah, the shit works," and then
That's actually 100% what I'm worried about, and it's probably more because I just finished watching Ghost in the Shell season 1.
oh man,
And there's the whole conspiracy with them suppressing an actual virus, conspiring a bunch of people conspiring to suppress the vaccine for an actual virus so that they can sell vaccines from companies that they have stock in.
Yeah.
And yeah. So now because of that, I'm a little worried about version 1 of this virus. Of the vaccine, excuse me.
You should invest in some vaccine companies, man. Nuvovax, their stock went from like 10 cents to $100 overnight because they announced they had a vaccine candidate.
Damn. Oh, okay. Now we got to play the medical game. The medical game.
There you go. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
I was gonna say another thing I'm actually curious about, and I'm hoping you have more news for me, bro, is the EdTech Accelerator. There was some EdTech community that you were are still volunteering for.
EdTech.
Excuse me, not EdTech. Excuse me, startup. A startup community. Whoops.
Yeah, I was doing. I was part of the org team and a mentor for Startup Boost in New York City. It's a pre-accelerator program that was supposed to be in person, and then it went all online. We had to kind of figure that out last minute. Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit more about that accelerator? Is that how you call it?
Yeah, it's like a pre-accelerator, right? It's basically for super young companies that are just basically almost in their idea stage, and it's to get them from hey, a really, really great idea or a basic business concept to work on their pitch, their business plan, their customer personas, getting towards product market fit, and getting them prepped for a true accelerator experience like Techstars, for example. So it's cool. It's neat because it's like I said, super young companies, really energized founders that are early in the journey. So
their dreams haven't been crushed yet. They must be young people.
Basically, yeah. So it was a really cool experience. It was pretty neat.
Was it a specific industry, a specific space, or was it just like random startups?
It was all over the place. We had healthcare, of course. We did have some ed tech. We had a really cool startup, Smart Course, which was doing stuff with students with learning disabilities. We had kind of commerce platforms for restaurants, sports betting. It was all over. It was pretty cool. So
how did that weekend go though? What was their process for I guess trying to get you ready?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice program because they don't take any equity, right? It's purely just to help the startups scale a bit. So it's a 6-week program, and each week they focus on a different topic. So one week will be about effective pitching, for example, and we'll have one night a week where they come in for a couple hours and we have a speaker. Well, we have networking and then a speaker and then mentorship office hours. And then in between the sessions, they report on their progress. So that was a good time. Did that and a couple hackathons online. So that's basically the super nerdy stuff going on.
Are you participating in the hackathons too, or are you just mentoring?
I've participated certainly, but most recently it was as an organizer. So
you're trying to get in on that startup life, bro. Out there fishing for people. Remember?
For when you found your startup, you mean?
Yeah, or whenever you find one, you need me. But I need you to be big boss there.
I have this dream, right? Like of starting a company where you just like hire all your friends. I think it would be cool. Like,
Not all their friends. But yeah, it would be cool.
See, Froede, you're one of the horses in DK's race. You're one of the horses in his race. So that's what you gotta do in life. You gotta place a bunch of bets on people. Not all of them are gonna make it, but like you know, there's different odds. So you're like the 3-to-1 horse. You're the top one. So you gotta make it.
Thanks, Edwin. I appreciate that. Who do you have money on? Who are your
Who would I have money on? Oh, I can't put that out there. I can't, but I got money on people for sure.
Waldy?
Huh? Nah, no, I'm playing. No, I got money on him. I got money on him. I think he'll make it big. I got money on myself for sure because can't bet against.
Of course.
Who else I got money on? I got money on Camaria. I got money on her. Who else? I got money on Hector.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I don't know what direction he's gonna go, but if there's any guy I can see, I feel like he just goes hard on whatever he does.
Yeah.
Not Sandy hard. Sandy's a maybe. Sandy works super hard at everything, but I don't really know what he's doing.
You mean the Sandy we know, right?
Yeah, we all are Sandy.
Jiu-Jitsu Sandy? Yeah.
He lives in Queens. He actually lives in the same neighborhood you do, bro.
Okay. Well, I mean, the thing is about New York, I feel like most people can live next to each other, but it's like if you're not in the same building practically or across the street in New York, it's always tough to meet up with people.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yo, we need to get Sandy on too.
Yeah, man.
We need a panel of our horses.
There we go. Nice. Get them all lined up.
The stable. Yep.
The stable. I like that. The stable. It's just us talking once a month, dominating the world. Illuminati conversations, bro.
I run into
Nick Chung
a lot actually. Well, not anymore because of COVID, but like whenever there's like a tournament or a jiu-jitsu tournament, I always see him there.
I really wanted to stop by. Sandy was bartending, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I've seen him. I seen him in a bartending competition. This was years ago, but it was like speed bartending. So they were like making drinks and like it was dope.
Yeah, bartending has taken a hit, unfortunately, recently. That's for sure.
Why?
Well, there's a lot of bar.
No,
I thought that was a serious question. I was like, what? Although there are some outdoor spaces now, right? So
you know what I appreciate? I appreciate that you didn't treat it like it was like it wasn't a fucking stupid question. He was like, well, actually, and then in his head, he's like, yo, this fucking dickhead.
I gave it a chance, So, but there's some outdoor places that are open now, and there are bartenders that are serving there, but they're few and far between. So.
Yeah, I'm not chancing that. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just avoiding. I feel like it's just
not worth it.
Yeah.
Like it's like one of those things where it's like nice to go out, but it's not worth my help. Like it's not even worth entertaining it. Like apparently people disagree with me, but like people are at the point where they're just kind of like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. People have been inviting me out, X, Y, and Z, and I get it, but like for me, like the cost benefit doesn't make sense.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I was just watching the news today, and they were talking about how some people are throwing COVID parties. Have you heard that? That's insane.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Well, it's like in Florida, they throw like hurricane parties and shit. So I guess everyone is like trying to be Florida man now.
Yeah, Florida's in rough shape, say the least.
They're always in rough shape. That's the thing. It's like people want to move to Florida, but like they're never good. Like they're never just chilling. It's either a fucking hurricane, natural disaster, rising water levels. They're sinking.
Electoral scam.
Yeah, electoral scams. Jeb Bush.
Alligators.
Drugs.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, we're just shitting on Florida. But like,
they ain't gonna do anything.
But like for real though.
The only thing they got is Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
Trust me, though, bro. If you see it as an adult, that'd be a negative.
Dude, I want to go to the new Star Wars exhibit so bad.
Are you sure? You must be a real Star Wars fan, bro. Because I went to Universal Studios, and did I go to Disney? I think I went to Disney too, like a few years ago, as an adult, bro. And I'm never going back, ever, man. Like when I have kids, I'm sending them with somebody else.
Get a TaskRabbit, like send out a TaskRabbit to like, hey, can you take my kids to Disney and back?
That's how you know you made it when you don't have to raise your kids. That's how you know you made it. Where like, hey, let me get a woman from Grenada to raise my kids.
You gotta hire a mom.
Yeah, basically. You said what?
Outsourced parenting.
Yeah, basically.
Is there a star for that? There has to be a star for that, like outsourcing, like hiring.
We just pay immigrants no labor.
Let's write it down. Now wait. All right, edit that out.
Done.
Why are we editing? What?
You're right. The idea.
Ideas. Come on.
Oh, protecting the ideas. There you go.
See, that's the thing. Same thing. Like you have people as horses. So are startups, right? So that could be one of your horses. You throw it out there. It may catch on. It may not.
I mean, personally, I just want to go on Shark Tank. That's like my goal. If I can get on Shark Tank, it's all downhill from there. So,
what would you take on Shark Tank? Like, what type of thing would you invent?
Whatever they're gonna buy.
It would be something probably techie for Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban's into the tech. I can't.
Yeah.
Although Mr. Wonderful did sell $1 billion education software company, that's who I would want to get on board. Even before Mark Cuban, like if I were on it, I'd probably want to sell the tech stuff.
Was that pre Shark Tank, or did he find it in Shark Tank and then sold it?
It was before. That's how he made a lot of his money.
Interesting. So interesting. He doesn't strike me as the like warm and fuzzy education type at all.
But I mean, you don't really gotta be warm and fuzzy. Yeah, you don't gotta be warm and fuzzy to sell. I mean, there's tons of garbage ass solutions out there. I think if we sat down and we went through edtech startups, I think I'd say a lot more of those are garbage than not. But that's me coming from a very different point of view. But people will buy garbage, right? That's how TurboTax works, but lobbying too.
Oh my God, TurboTax. I mean, here's the thing. It's oh man, don't even get me started. I might derail this whole shit.
Bro, I'm never going back to TurboTax. It's just like it is so much. Like the other website is extremely fucking ugly, and I think that's intentional. But it is it's way faster to do it through there than it is through TurboTax.
Why don't you just like do H&R Block? They prepare your tax for like $29 and you call it a day.
Because I don't own anything, so I don't need anything more than like a regular whatever fuck that form is. You get me? Like I don't. My taxes aren't complicated at all. Most people's taxes aren't. So it's just like.
If you're a regular most people are at 1040. If you're like fucking. If you get a W-2, just do it by hand. It takes like 20 minutes. Like, it's real easy. And if your shit is more complicated than that, go to the accountant.
This guy probably has stock options for multiple the companies that he's worked on.
Yeah, I got to handle these offshore bank accounts and stuff.
I like the way you think.
Well, if you're really good at it, then you're not doing taxes.
I'm clearly complicated enough to require a tax person, which means that I'm messing it up clearly. So yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, once you start dealing with like stock options, especially if you're like, we have a lot of people who work with startups and they get stock options or they get RSUs and things like that, and then it starts to get. Not necessarily messy, but it makes sense to have an accountant. Like a lot of people don't realize like RSUs vest like as soon as you get them, so it makes sense to cash them. Just like weird stuff like that makes sense to have an accountant.
Yeah, I mean, I find that stuff kind of interesting. I try and invest in stocks. I'm very bad at it. So like,
Well,
you should
no,
take a random walk down Wall Street, and then you'd understand what's up.
Here's the thing. Almost everyone is bad at investing, or bad at trading stocks, right? But it has nothing to do with anyone in particular. Like, think about what you're doing, right? You're assuming that this one thing that you're assuming, like the assumption is that you have information that's greater. That's like the implicit assumption that you have information greater than millions of other people, because you're like, okay, I'm going to buy this stock, it's going to go up. So the assumption is that, you know, there's all these suckers out here, and I somehow know that this one stock is going to perform over the long term, and vast majority of people fail miserably at that. But it's really no fault of their own. It's like when he met random walk down Wall Street, it is sort of like, if you're guessing and putting money in a particular stock, thinking that you have unique information, you're basically gambling. Like, that is what it's like.
It's Vegas for sure. But you could also kind of read the situation. Like, I'm still kicking myself that I didn't invest in like Zoom, Netflix, Amazon, Clorox. Like, these are things you could have seen a mile away.
I mean, you could, right? But it's like, the problem is like, when do you sell? Like, when exactly, like, what is your goal? Like, when do you sell, and when is it appropriate? Because it's not going to go up, you know, perpetually, right? And then not only that, but you're competing against millions of other people who are thinking the exact same thing. Like, before COVID, there's probably 1.5 million people who are like, oh yeah, Netflix is going to go up. And then that in and of itself drives up the stock price.
Sure.
Who knows when that's going to happen?
Yeah. I mean, like, for example, I used to have Tesla stock. I bought at like 220.
Yeah.
And it reached like 350, and Elon Musk was doing crazy things like smoking weed on the Joe Rogan show.
That was not crazy, bro. But keep going.
Well, from a CEO, I was kind of like, this is a little bit crazy. So
I think weed is less tamer than the coke a lot of CEOs are doing. But go on.
That's fair. But in any case,
they don't do it on camera though.
That was also when he was like, either it was right after or before he got under investigation by the SEC, and he started like getting in the fight with the British diver, calling him a pedophile, and I was like, this guy's
the pedo.
Yeah, I thought Elon Musk, but he's a little bit crazy. So I was like, okay, this went from 220 to 350. I made some money or whatever, cashed out, and now Tesla stock is at like $1,500.
Insane, yeah.
Yeah, so like that. I had cryptos like at one point, and those went up, and I held on to them, and then they crashed. Right, so I never have any luck with investing. I feel so. The
real key, right, for the average person, and Jose knows this because I introduced him to a book called A Random Walk Down Wall Street. It's a book by Burton Malkiel. And he basically describes, like, I would say the main idea is that most people are bad at like picking stocks and trading, but investing is really about investing over the long term.
Right.
So buying a broad base of diversified securities, stocks, bonds, whatever, making an asset allocation based on your, I guess, risk tolerance, age, goals, etc., and sticking to it. And if you look at investors over the long term, like, you know, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, guys, we only see the success stories of people who like buy and trade and get lucky, but vast majority of people who build up money and capital, they buy and then they hold.
Yeah.
You know?
Time,
and that could be you, Froede. That could be fucking you.
Like the one thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, I just understood that like overall the market is generally going to go up. Like if you look at the market as a whole, it's going to go up over time. Usually, right? Maybe in the short term it'll all go down, but like in the long run it'll go up. So if your portfolio reflects that diversity, right? Even when one goes up, the other one should go. Even when one goes down, the other one should go up. But it should reflect how the market is doing overall.
Well, that's basically right. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say it's the old phrase. It's not timing in the market. It's time in the market.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like it's just like when you look at anything, like just in general, like any trend over the short term, like any trend, phenomena, whatever, is really hard to measure. Like you don't know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
in the near term, but as you look at data over the long term, you can find patterns. You can see, like you can make more sense of things, right? Like once you have more data. And what Jose was like saying is that over the long term, the stock market is always going up. And when you think about it, it makes sense because it's just the aggregate of human ingenuity and business, right? Like if you like the only scenario that I can ever really think of the stock market just going down forever and never returning is basically the apocalypse, right? Because like no matter what humans consume, they create. So when you're buying in the market, the way I like to think of it is that you're investing in the collective creativity and productivity of like humanity. That's the way I like to.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, that being said, I am reading a book called Black Swan.
Oh yes, by Nassim Taleb.
Yeah, is that how you pronounce his last name? I guess so. Yeah, he's it's really interesting, right? Because you mentioned about if you look at the data and the trend and everything, he would hear that and he'd be like, nope, that's wrong, because.
I think what he would. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, no, I was just gonna say he's all about the fact of like he uses the example of the turkey, right? The turkey's born. It's like, oh man, like this is a great life. Everything's going well. I'm growing. I'm getting fed. I have a house. And for 99 days, he's like, this is an amazing life. And then on the 100th day, it's Thanksgiving, right? So, so yeah. What are you gonna say?
No, what I would say is like black swan events. It's like things that happen that no one can anticipate, right? Yeah. But like, let's say, for example, even when black swan events happen in the market, right? Like that's like a short-term sort of fluctuation. Like black swan happens, market goes up for whatever reason, market goes down for whatever reason. I don't necessarily think it goes against that. I think black swan events are just a part of the continuum of time. And like when you see huge peaks and huge troughs, those are like the black swan events. But I think if you stretch it out over time, that's like more like it makes more sense. I don't know. That's how I would interpret it. But
yeah, it averages out.
I'm not that smart, so.
No, I think you're right. It averages out over time. Right, if you look on the macro view, but his whole point is that just because you have data from the past doesn't mean you can predict the future really at all.
That is true.
So
yeah, and it's I think it's about like when it comes to investing, it's not necessarily about predicting the future, but it's like what is the most likely outcome and what makes the most sense, because we don't know, we don't have a crystal ball, and there's no such thing as a risk-free asset. That's the thing. Like people think cash is risk-free. Well, no, there's inflation. We don't know what can happen to the United States government. Who knows? It's like there's no like even gold. Let's say you have gold, someone could take your gold. Like there's no such thing as like a risk-free asset. So it's always good to like diversify and put your money where it's most likely going to grow and be safe.
I don't know, man. I buried my gold. How is someone going to take it?
Hey, man, if you go there one day, it might be a black swan event. Maybe they found it.
Exactly. It'll be like the Schrodinger's cat. You don't know your gold is stolen until you open the box.
Yeah.
So your gold isn't stolen.
That's fucking deep. Is that so? Like, if I die and I bury it, like it, and I never go back, like, what's the difference?
Yeah, that's the whole Schrodinger's cat phenomenon.
Fuck, like, man.
His idea was it's a really dark thing, but it's like if you put a cat in a box and you leave the box for whatever time, right? Like the cat could either be alive or dead, but you don't know until you open the box. So if you open the box and the cat is dead, does that mean you killed the cat?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! You put it in the box.
I thought the whole idea.
Well, no, I mean,
I thought the whole idea was that
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
that it technically two possibilities, that all possibilities exists until one is observed,
correct.
regardless of what you think you feel.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it has to do with the whole something has to be observed for something to actually for you to actually say something happened in a sense. But whatever.
Oh, that's deep, man. That's deep because that's like this is completely left field. But I remember a while back, it was like some theologian, and he was talking. I forgot who the fuck. I wish I remember who it was, but he was talking about how there must be a God because things can't happen unless it's observed. So there must be some sort of like there must be some sort of grand observer who could observe everything. It's very interesting.
That is pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
Huh. Yeah.
You're not buying it.
I mean, I don't buy it, but I think it's interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't think that's something necessarily has to be observed by us to exist. That just means we haven't observed it yet.
If something's observing us, then who's observing it?
Exactly.
Well, this is why there's multiverses. So come on.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of
created the
multiverse theory,
bro?
speaking of multiverse, and I'm gonna be slightly disappointed if you haven't seen this sci-fi show.
No, the answer is no.
Dark?
I've watched the first season. It's a German show. Of course, I've seen it.
Yeah, duh. I've already finished all 3 seasons, bro. Catch, I'm more German than you, bro. My bad. No.
Are you watching the original German?
Oh yeah, of course. No. I did. Sometimes I did. Sometimes I did.
German? You're from Deutschland?
No. My dad's German. I used to live there for a while.
America.
You speak Deutsch?
I'm pretty rusty these days, but I'm
all right. Bust it out right now.
Wie bist du? How are you? There you go.
All right. So I want.
What else do you want me to say?
What's the meaning of life in German? Go.
What is the meaning of life in German?
Yeah, but I mean like
sauerkraut.
Bier und Bratwurst und Sauerkraut. Genau.
Okay.
Sauerkraut.
I
learned this from watching Dark.
Yeah.
I'm officially more German than Froede. 2 seasons more German.
Wow. No, that's bullshit. I'm German too. I used to go to a German beer hall. Stop playing. Get out of here, bro.
Die Kölner Beer Hall.
Oh, yo, rest in peace, man. That was the shit, bro.
Where was that?
Rest in peace. It was in Brooklyn, and it was a gentleman. It was multiple owners, but it was a gentleman who was German and English. And he owned it, and he used to get, when it first started out, he would have like 70 beers on tap, and most of them were German. And there was this one particular beer that he got from like a monastery or something out there. And
there's a lot of those, yeah, monasteries.
Yeah, and it was like, we're the only place in America who has this, try that. And I was like, oh my God, this place is so dope. And then it got like, I don't know, I sound like a fucking hipster, but then people found out about it. And then for some reason, like they changed ownership, and then they renamed it to like King's Beer Hall, and then it got corny. They only had like fucking Bud Light and shit. So whatever.
Oh, they must be selling to the poor college kids.
Yeah, the fucking peasants, bro.
Quarter beer night, something like this. Yeah.
Oh man, yo, nothing will ever compare.
Quarter beer night. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, Penn State had the fucking steals and deals.
Yeah, for sure,
bro. Those prices are so low, bro. It's like you. What were you trying to do? Really? Is this
they had $3 pitchers, like beer pitchers, like $3 on a week? What the fuck? Like that's insane, bro. Come on.
Some before y'all could go drinking, they had that place, Tony's, where they had like the Latin music and stuff like that. But they also had dollar iced teas, bro. Dollar Long Island iced tea. My man, I used to look like a fucking baller, bro. Because clearly I had to work.
He's like, yo, you want to drink?
Yo,
bro?
fact.
You want to drink?
You know what I used to do, bro? I used to buy because clearly we run into people I know, and you know, people they tend to move in flocks. So every time I would see a crew of girls that I knew or whatever, I would just buy all of them a fucking Long Island iced tea for $1. Come on, bro, for $1.
Looking like the fucking man.
There you go. Yeah.
But yo, you want a drink? Okay.
I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna get y'all want drinks? Y'all want drinks?
And then you don't even say, you just snap. You're like, yo.
Yeah.
You just snap.
Busting out 2-digit bills, $10.
Yo, bro, he just pulls out a 20, bam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Those were the days. I remember leaving State College and going to the real world, like in Boston, and it's like, I'll have a beer. And they're like, that's $8. And you're like, no, I don't want like 2 pitchers of beer. I just want beer. And they're like, oh, that's how much a beer costs. Yeah, and that's
that shit is OD, bro. That's one of the reasons why I started really liking I've always kind of like house parties a little bit more because of the personal feel, but that's why I rarely ever go out to a bar.
But our house
not because of COVID,
shit, bro.
Shit. I agree.
Come on.
It's only gonna get better once we come back from quarantine. Yo, the cooking, bro. You're gonna want to be at that next fucking thing.
I'm really curious about these cooking skills. I mean, your food was good to begin with, so.
No, it's like that to me is garbage, but I understand.
Bro, that was amateur hour. Come on.
He's gotten Super Saiyan now. He's evolved.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm Super Saiyan level 3 now. I don't have eyebrows. That's how fucking nice I am when it comes to fucking cooking and shit.
There you go.
Ultra instinct with the fucking bro.
Well,
we could offer a menu now. That's how many different things we can cook really well.
Ooh. But Edwin, you're a good cook too, man. I remember you making stuff.
Yeah. 2, I am the cook. Come on.
Oh, okay.
I had to bless DK. I had to bless him. And he's good, but I had to bless him.
There you go.
Edwin could cook some things really good, but I cook a lot of different things.
Like what?
Not that you can't, but I just do more frequently.
Okay.
I cook a bunch of different, like you tend to, now that you can't cook other stuff, but you tend to cook, you have your routine.
Well, yeah, when I'm
I think I have, but I think I have more practice on way more different things.
You think you do?
Oh my god, I can't wait till we have this fucking cook-off. I'm going to, dude. We're gonna fucking blind everybody, and we're gonna make them taste food.
Think you do?
And I'm gonna give you guys wipes and water in between, so you can watch that nasty ass taste of food.
You think you do?
Shit. We'll see this shit, bro.
Bro, my chili alone. There's nothing you make better than that, bro. And that's level 1 stuff. That's level 1.
Yeah, this loser thinks his chili's good, but it's not better than my chicken. But whatever.
That's level 1.
Fried chicken.
That fried chicken is beast now, bro.
Hey man, I just read that KFC is gonna start doing plant-based chicken. Have you heard about that? Like beyond.
I'm actually I can't actually have a lot of those vegan versions because like I can't handle like soy. I guess maybe when it's just really really processed, but I can't have like tofu or very many things with soy. A lot of those alternative meats have some soy products in it. I vomit that shit out. Like I can't even have it.
Should I even ask what happens if you eat that?
But the other thing is, it's just like, you know what? If you're gonna make shitty fast food, maybe it's better that it's made from plants instead of animals. But I don't really know about the economics behind it. Have you been trying because I did a brief period where I just did straight vegan. And during that time, I was trying out a lot of vegan versions of products, which next time I went vegan, I did vegan for a while. I just didn't bother with those alternative things. But do you try them? Have you tried them?
I've had the Impossible Burger, which I really like, but it's not like it's healthier for you. The sodium and stuff is pretty high. Yeah. It's just nice for not killing an animal. That's a plus. But yeah, it's still kind of tough to find. It's not super common. Although now, what is it? I think Burger King, Dunkin' Donuts, they do Beyond.
Yeah, they have like a vegan version, which is whatever, man. Offer that thing. I can't knock the hustle, but
yeah,
it ain't for me.
Beyond and Impossible are worth a lot of money. That would have been a good stock to buy. I think Impossible IPO'd, right? Or was it Beyond? It was Beyond, I think.
I can't remember which one IPO'd.
Yeah.
But whatever, man. I got to get back into reading the startup stuff, man. So I can know a little bit more for when we start. We're in our 30s, bro. We should ideally, let's make our first million. Let's aim for 2-3 more years so that we all have it by the time we're 35.
That'd be a good time. We can just do like a bunch of yachts just cruising together.
Yeah. You need to keep scouting for people for us to take advantage of in your startup stuff.
Okay.
So we need to look for good soldiers. That's what you're doing right now. You're scouting soldiers.
Exactly. Pyramid scheme this. Okay. I don't even know what I would do with $1 million, man. Like
what? Invest, but also have a little. I'd probably invest the majority of it. I paid off my student debt. You wouldn't do that?
Congratulations.
No, I would.
Oh, you would.
That shit.
I did. Sorry. That's a good question. What would you do with $1 million?
Really? I'd buy everyone in the world a puppy so that get the fuck out.
No,
that's what that commercial is like. What would you do if you had $1 million?
Like cents. I don't even know.
That's pretty easy. Like I don't like $1 million wouldn't. It would change my life, but like my day to day wouldn't be much different. Like I would invest the vast majority of it. Yeah. It would take a lot more than $1 million for like my day to day to change, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm not quitting my job because I got $1 million. I need way more than that.
I would use the vast majority of that to start like investing so that like I can build my passive income to just be enough for to pay my essentials. I wouldn't front like I wouldn't have a little bit of money. Like I probably upgrade my clothes, maybe get myself a new computer, celebrate a little bit. But, not with the intention of like thinking this money's never going to run out. Because I don't know, when I think of it, I'm like $1 million is not a lot. I mean, it'll definitely change my life. But $1 million can go away real fast if you're buying expensive shit.
Yeah. I mean, people that make multi-millions go broke. So.
Oh man, it is sad. It is sad when you see someone, because like people think because they're making a fuck ton of money, they're rich. No, just because you have a huge income doesn't mean you're rich. It's like if you make $10 million and you spend $10 million,
you're poor.
and like you didn't make anything. Like you just blew through $10 million. I think what it is why like vast majority of athletes go broke. Mm-hmm. Or like the vast majority of lottery winners go broke. It's like you either A, get the money at a time where you've never dealt with money and you just spend money, or B, you don't really appreciate it because you think it's unlimited. And,
Yeah.
And that's sad. That's crazy. Like you win $100 million and you're broke in 3. Like what the fuck is that?
Yeah. How do you pull that off, right?
Holy fuck. Like I can go to the casino gambling like $1,000 a day and have plenty of for years. And have plenty of money. Like I just be a complete dickhead and still have money. Like that's insane.
No, that is
Yeah. And it's they say like after you win the lottery, most people are they're depressed, right?
So they don't have any more friends.
I don't know why. I mean, I get why, but like, here's the thing. Here's what I would be interested in, because I know a lot of public lotteries, like it's public knowledge, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's public knowledge. Like they parade you around, you signed it. I wonder, right, if I could have the winning lottery ticket, put it in a trust, and have the trustee accept it, like publicly, so no one actually knows it's me. Right. It's like my lawyer or whoever the fuck, is the trustee. I wonder if that would be like valid, because that's instantly what I would do. Because if I had a winning lottery ticket, first thing I'm doing is calling up a lawyer. I'm calling lawyers like crazy. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm like, how the fuck do I cash this and nobody knows? Because that's what I want.
Yeah, I wouldn't want anybody.
I will pay you whatever money you need. I'll give you $1 million. If I win $100 million, I'll give you $1 million if you guarantee no one knows who the fuck I am. Easy.
There you
go. That's fucking hilarious.
That's $1 million I respect. So, but I don't even know if you can do that. But like that's some shit I would do. I don't know.
So you're acting right now as if this is hypothetical. Is this real?
Right, the way he talks sometimes is like he really thought of this shit.
I would spend $1 million. Not that I ever did. I mean,
yeah, but
What if you had to get away with murder, Edwin?
You said what?
What if you had to get away with murder?
You're saying I had to kill someone and get away?
If you had to kill someone, what would you do?
Oh, okay. So I actually explained to him. So like, if you want to get away with murder, because like, I think it's something like half of murders don't get solved, right?
Is that really?
Something like that. I don't know. Someone could fact check me, but it's a large percentage of murders don't get solved, right?
Okay.
When people get caught with murders, it's because they kill someone that's related to them, not necessarily familially, but like someone that they know.
Yeah,
traced to. So like I'm thinking, if you want to get away with murder, go like take a road trip, right? Some undisclosed place, some place that you don't even like, you have no connection to. I don't know, like Newfoundland, Saskatchewan, some random ass place that you have no connection to. Kill a person at random where no one will see it, and then just leave town. If you do that, you increase your likelihood of getting away with murder. Like,
doesn't he sound like he's thought of this, right? Like who's thought of this?
I have thought about it.
I wonder if I had to kill some random person, how could I get away? Click, 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 click.
What's the recent murders in Saskatchewan?
Saskatchewan sounds like a made-up fucking name.
Yeah.
No, right?
It's a place in Canada, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, only someone that's gone to Saskatchewan to murder somebody would know about Saskatchewan. So,
yeah, right.
Pretty questionable.
Nah, man, I googled it, bro.
Yeah. I'm not telling you, I watched Making a Murderer, and that blew my mind.
Man. But don't you ever think about, like if I wanted to get away with X crime, how would I do it? Like, you never thought about that?
Only how do I download shit illegally without getting caught?
Bro, that's easy. Like, no one cares. Just download it.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get away from that Napster like copyright bill I got in college.
Oh, really? Oh, they really fucking...
No,
like,
I'm just kidding.
I was about to say,
Penn State did kick me off for downloading the Neo album. In my own words.
You got kicked out over Neo?
Not kicked out. They kicked me off the internet. They banned me from using the internet, from connecting with the computer or anything. I would have to use the computers, like the computer lab. And I went like a few weeks where it was just like, no, I got to study in my room. And they were like, yeah, because you were down. Were you downloading this? I was like, probably. They were like, just don't do it again. And I did it again.
I did it the same day.
Scout's honor. I promise I won't do it again. But yeah, that was back in the day, man. Like, kids these days would laugh at us. Like, I think the download limit was like 1 gig.
Oh, was it 1?
1 per semester or something like this. Like, most kids these days couldn't survive
a gig a day.
Make a limit, yeah.
Fact, because it went up when we were there. I think it was 1 gig a week, some shit like that. And then I think it was 1 or 2 gigs, and then it switched to like 15 gigs. Do you remember what that shit was when you were there? Because it would reset every week.
I just remember it sucked because if you hit the limit, they downgraded you to like 56K. Like, they didn't cut you off, but you got downgraded, and that really sucked.
That's an insult.
Yeah, exactly. They couldn't do shit with 56K.
Nah, you could go on AIM.
Yeah, you can go on AIM, exactly.
ASL.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Nowadays, everyone's like, oh, like, let's connect on Snapchat. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know.
That's to send nudes.
Is that what that's for?
It used to be to send nudes. Now I don't think you can.
Yeah, it's an actual social network. And Facebook is for old people like us.
I don't really use it. But yeah. Old people like you.
No, yeah.
He's like, Facebook? You're old. Damn. Yeah, Facebook is for old people now, and Instagram is sort of like the catch-all for everyone. And I guess the new kids are on TikTok. That's like the Chinese spy app, aka.
Where does Twitter land though? Because we actually get a lot more views on our posts through Twitter for random shit, bro. Like that kind of blows my mind. Like,
I mean, I just think Twitter, like information travels fast on Twitter. So it's like Twitter is just made to share shit. So I think people reflex, like how some people reflexively like shit, they reflexively share shit on Twitter. They're like, oh yeah, fuck it, share.
That sounds like a medical condition to me. Reflexively like or reflexively share. Do you guys see that Twitter hack that happened just recently?
who did they hack?
What?
They hacked some
Oh, dude, they hacked like tons of famous people. Like even Barack Obama had his account hacked. Michael Bloomberg, like it was some hacker group. It was all the big names on Twitter. And they posted like, I'm doing my part to help with COVID. For everybody that sends $1,000 in Bitcoin to this wallet gets $2,000 back.
Oh, D.
Right.
Oh, you know some idiots were like, oh, Barack Obama said it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So yeah, that happened across like all the major like famous accounts.
How much money did they make before it got taken down? Because it's like, I mean, if it's Bitcoin, they ain't getting that shit back.
Yeah, sure. That was the idea. I think I
That was the idea.
I think it was 110,000, something like this.
Fuck, man.
So that could
That's a quick come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not $1 million. It won't change your life, but still. And
it'll change the year. That's for sure.
And now you have the FBI on your ass.
Yeah, man. It's just crazy because it's like these schemes are like purposely made like to look stupid, so it automatically filters out anyone who would like be suspicious of that. No, like for real. Like there's like a guy who used to do it, like these quote unquote Nigerian scams, and he broke it down. It's like we intentionally put in typos, like we're not stupid, like we intentionally do this because anyone who applies critical thinking will automatically just dismiss it. But the people who look at it are dumb ones, and the people who will follow it, so it's like a filtering mechanism. So they intentionally create stupid stories and intentionally have typos and use bad English. Like it's so crazy and it's so ingenious, bro.
So that's an interesting way to look at it, right? You always assume that they're messing it up, but what if they're messing up on purpose, as you said, to get the right type of person?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. That's next level, man. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, we thought these people were stupid, and then they're like, nah, you're the dumb ones.
I remember reading a comedian a little while ago where what he was doing was he actually corresponded with them. So like the Nigerian scammers, he started a conversation with them back and forth and like was messing with them.
Oh yeah, there's a YouTube channel. I forgot what it's called, but there's a YouTube channel where this guy tries to keep these dudes on the phone for as long as possible. Yeah. And then like these reactions are so funny. Most of the guys like, fuck you, you're wasting my time. This, that, and the third. Like these guys actually get mad at him, and I'm like, what? You just tried to scam him. Like
yeah. It's I mean, I was recently apartment hunting and like Craigslist. Oh my God. I don't think there's a single posting on there that's not a scam.
I got lucky. I got my roommate in the Bronx through that. But yeah, it's like you have to be very, 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 very cautious. Like I just feel like I've been lucky because I've gotten apartments just through the back end, never through like the typical way people get it.
Same.
So get this. I also just read this recently, if I'm recalling correctly. Craigslist has a revenue of $1 billion with 50 employees.
What? That's insane.
And it's like one of the most leveraged sites on the internet. And each of its like sectors like spawned multi-million-dollar or multi-billion-dollar startups like housing, community, dating, like all of these inspired things that are now huge startups in their own. It's kind of crazy. Craigslist is hugely influential.
Yeah, man.
Yo, Craigslist is the government. They're the deep state.
They're the deep state?
They're they're the deep state. They go to the Bilderberg meetings. Craigslist is what else? What other conspiracies can I? Oh yeah,
They wear go aheads.
They're owned by the Rothschilds. It's really Rothschilds.
Financed by,
If you type in Rothschilds.com, it's at the Craigslist.
George Soros is behind it for sure.
Oh my God, honestly, he's like a cousin of the Rothschilds because they're really like one family. It's crazy, bro. And so is like Barack Obama.
Yeah,
he's not even really black. That he's just an android that was created.
He's actually a Martian from the future.
And 5G is actually alien technology. That's what people don't realize.
Yeah, it's like,
bro, keep your third eye open.
Ancient aliens. The pyramid was like a giant 5G tower.
That's what the pyramids were. The pyramids were 5G towers, and that's what destroyed them. That there was too many 5G, and everybody.
That's what killed the dinosaurs. That's what killed the dinosaurs. 5G. They got technology and they built 5G towers, and then they built Egypt, but then that shit died. So like,
why? Yeah, why do you think the mummies are so well preserved? They're being bathed in the radiation of 5G all the time.
Bro, come on. You're gonna get us removed by the CIA. Stop dropping this knowledge, bro.
There you go.
NSA already tapped your shit, bro. It's over.
I think so. His reception is bad right now.
Oh, exactly. As soon as you start speaking truth, he gets choppy. Oh shit.
Again, man. This somehow weirdly reminds me of a Wikipedia I was reading just recently about like scientists are thinking about how to tell the future humans and civilizations about our nuclear waste sites. Like, how do you prevent somebody in the future from like digging on a nuclear waste dump? Right. So they're thinking about like what symbols they can put there to scare people away. Like, and it's pretty interesting, actually.
But I mean, if they get access to these nuclear waste panels, wouldn't they get mutant powers? So it'll work out.
There you go. They'll Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right?
Yeah. No, that's literally the fucking plot. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. But that is interesting. Like, how would they know? Like, let's say if there's some gap of records and some future civilization is like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's the proposals are really interesting. It's like there's a whole bunch. Like put a black like slab of asphalt or some type of like granite on top that makes it unfarmable land. Or put like a bunch of like spikes around it to like put a bunch of rubble on top of it in the shape of like a pyramid type of thing, or it's kind of crazy.
People are too curious. I think no matter what, if future humans or whatever, anything like us, they'll fucking open it anyway, and people are gonna die because people are just too curious.
Pandora's box.
Well, think about it. These, I mean, they're going to be viable for 10,000 plus years. So how do you tell somebody 10,000 years in the future, like, hey, don't go there?
You know what they should just do? Put skulls. Fuck all the sides. The skull is, my man, you see a skull, that's the universal symbol, not this. This works pretty well too, but people in the future are not going to know this. They're going to know a skull, my man. But it's also going to lead to curiosity.
Nah, bro, in 10,000 years, skulls are phased out. We're a singularity. What are you talking about, bro? Like, come on.
Singularity. There you go. We're merged with AI.
Exactly.
That's Elon Musk's next $1 billion business, Neuralink, merging us with AI.
I feel like Google's already been on that because they hired Ray Kurzweil mad long ago, assuming he still works at Google.
Singularity guy too. That's his whole thing.
Yeah, man. Aubrey the Great. Well, apparently there's a lot of I'm thinking specifically about the guy from Harvard that comes through the Joe Rogan podcast. I forgot his name, but there also been a lot of I guess progress being made on the biomedical end of things in regards to like, I guess, senescence, if you don't want to sound crazy, but like anti-aging and just health shit, which is supposedly good. Supposedly it's promising.
I mean, AI is definitely a huge opportunity for healthcare. It's actually also can be dangerous. Like right now, they're talking about how a lot of AI is actually biased, right? Because it's trained on data sets, and the data sets are gathered by our modern society, which is also inherently biased. So we feed the AI biased data, and the AI itself becomes biased.
Yeah, there's like it's not even just about that. It's like when you're making assumptions about how something should work, it's just like your bias can be built into that as like a developer. Like say maybe you're running like a credit business and stuff like that, right? Like, and you're making assumptions about about people based off past history, like what's supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing. Like that in a way, like say you were to automate that, there can be some bias that kind of like built into that. But it's kind of hard because it's just like, right, systems at the end of the day, even if they're automated, they're put together by people. So it's just like it's going to be biased. Whether people, for the most part, whether people want, I think on my end, whether people want to accept it or not, like it's like we're not perfect. So like there's going to be errors in just every system we make because it's just like, we don't have all the variables, we don't know all the variables, and we can't all agree on the same outcome. So it's like,
sure.
Skynet will fix all that. Don't worry.
What will?
Skynet will fix all that. Don't worry.
Exactly. Yo, I just ordered the Arnold Schwarzenegger face mask that he has out, and I'm so excited for it. Speaking of Skynet.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
He has he showed himself bicycling in LA or whatever with a face mask that said "We'll be back" in Terminator font on it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I saw him in person in early March, but I wasn't like close up. He was it was for the Arnold Sports Festival. There's a tournament that I went to there, and he was like there, and then when he came in, everyone was on his nuts. Like he really wasn't rolling with like security or anything. It's just that like the people around him became his entourage, and he said some cool stuff, and then he stayed for like 10 minutes and left.
That was a great summary. He said some cool stuff. Man,
basically, he said some inspirational shit, and then he left
with his accent. I make it, or you make it. I can't. I'm so bad with accents, bro.
They introduced him as the governor.
Yeah,
the governor. Them pussy men, them girly men, men. When he was fucking running, son, that shit had me dying, bro.
I mean, think about it. He's an incredible success story, right? An immigrant with nothing that becomes a massive movie.
He is the ultimate success story. Yeah. Like name a person more successful than him in as many there might not be a person in history more successful than him. Like, bro,
how many different careers he's had?
Mr. Olympia, governor, married at Kennedy. Like, what? Come on, bro.
Immigrant. He had to learn the language.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, came in as an immigrant with basically nothing. Had to learn the language. Mr. Olympia, right? Massive movie star, governor, like crazy. Yeah, not bad.
Bro, that's 7 lifetimes.
And now he's made probably, now he's a successful mask entrepreneur. although he's donating it to his after school program, which is nice.
I want to be in his after school program. What the fuck?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's pretty sweet. Personally, my new hero is who's the guy that wrote Hamilton?
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, that guy is awesome.
Yo, what? Did you just recently see the Hamilton thing on Disney?
I watched it, yeah, last weekend.
I'm never gonna see it in person because it's too much money. But yeah, it's really, really good. Yo, I got it when we got access to it, Disney Plus. If you need to watch it,
bro, get the fuck out of here. When you get that $100 million, you'll just pay them to perform the show just for you.
Yeah. Yo, that's actually exactly what I want.
Like, yo, here's $500K, perform just for me. Not even my friends. I'm gonna buy out the whole venue. and then I'm not even gonna sit in the front row. I'm gonna sit in the nosebleed just to show you how I don't give a fuck.
Just because I can, yeah.
Because I can.
But if you like that, In the Heights is also similar in regards to that. There's I'll say it's more of a mix of like Latin music or Latin, like Caribbean, Dominican, Puerto Rican music, and hip hop. It's very similar to that. Although, I mean, I liked it. I found it entertaining. But I think Hamilton, from start to beginning, is definitely a better energy through. Where there's some parts in this thing that a little loud, that may go a little low at times, may get a little boring. But overall, In the Heights is still good. They're gonna make a movie version of it too. I don't know if it's gonna be like a musical, like Hamilton, or just like a movie based off the thing. But I'm hoping the musical, bro, because
yeah, I mean, his bio is also insane. He's like won every award under the sun, and there's a really cool YouTube clip of him going to the White House like poetry slam or whatever back when Obama was in office. He gets up, he's like, "Yeah, I wrote a play about Alexander Hamilton," and everyone was just like, "What is this guy talking about?" And he's like, I'm gonna give you a sample, and I'm gonna play Aaron Burr." And he just like breaks out into the number, and everyone is just super confused. And then suddenly they just like get it and they get into it. And like Michelle Obama is snapping along, and like Barack Obama is jumping out of his seat, like cheering for him. It's awesome.
Yeah, bro, it's pretty good. I can't get I finished rewatching it 2 days ago, although I saw like over 3 days, because sitting for 2.5 hours, bro, however fucking long it is tough. But now I can't get the songs out of my head.
Any night of the week. What are you talking about?
That what?
You do that for Super Smash Brothers any night of the week. What are you talking about?
That was back in my young days. We haven't actually played Smash Brothers in months, man.
You guys are falling off the horse. So what do you do? Are you guys like, do you have any roommate like routines, or just fighting with each other over cooking?
No, I just play random ass, like, if video game wise, like I'm like a week. There will be like a week where I play a lot of video games and a week where I play none. So like this is one of the weeks where I'm playing, and I don't know. I just try to burn through different games. Most of them are like indie games, like Banner Saga. Like I played all 3 Banner Saga games.
Good, yeah.
What else did I play? I started Metal Gear Solid 5 the other day. I play like Worms.
That's awesome.
Remember that from class, bro? These guys, Rich Love, used to always fucking play Worms on his fucking laptop during class. I was like, why even bother going to class? But whatever.
I love Worms. Worms is cool.
It's random for me, bro. Like, I don't know. Watch TV. Just work on this shit. Keep practicing my tech skills, because got to keep them shit sharp. We were training for a bit, although I got injured, so we're off. Well, we're off for a little bit, but we'll train from a few times a week and shit like that, and just talk shit and drink and smoke. I mean, I'm just trying to take the positive of this, it being that, like, I've always wanted that time where I can just focus on myself and the things that I wanted to build without that social, that pressure to go out. And now I have that. So even though at times I get really, really bored, I'm like, you know what, fuck it. Like, just keep, this is the only time I have to do this, or, the time is now. Like, there's no point in hoping it'll come again.
Yeah. Personal project time.
Yep.
You're kicking too much ass while training, I guess. That's how you got injured?
I'm learning some new stuff. Because what I'm used to training in is Muay Thai, but I've been doing more. I've been doing grappling, rolling, and learning how to fall with Ed Boy, and it's just like it's very, very new for me. So I've been making mistakes, because that's the one thing with like with just training or martial arts in general. Like you got to be very, very careful. Just because you can get hurt, or you can hurt your partner, whoever else you're working out with. So. But whatever. We're working through it. This guy got a little class he's gonna put me through.
I was about to say, you gotta kick this guy's ass.
Yeah, I got a curriculum. I mean, before we were training striking a lot, so we were doing like a lot of boxing, kickboxing. We would spar like boxing style. But yeah, I think grappling is good because once you get to a certain level, you could spar in grappling pretty intensely without hurting yourself. And you also learn pretty good things like learning how to break fall, which is like probably one of the most important things you could learn when it comes to like, I guess, self-defense. And when I mean self-defense, I mean like self-preservation, because like how many times are you going to get attacked in the street? Probably not a lot, but how many times are you going to fall in your life? A good amount of times, and knowing how to like break fall is a very important skill, and it translates over a number of things. And not only that, but you get like more like kinesthetic awareness. It's like so I think we're gonna work towards that.
Life skill.
Yeah, man. Life skills. Everyone should have the martial arts, bro. Everybody.
I agree.
But if everyone's a black belt, then no one's a black belt. Come on.
No, it's true. I mean, a black belt just means the black belt's just an advanced student. That's it.
Means you've been paying money for longer.
That's Scientology.
Oh, Scientology, bro.
But Froede, what is I guess what is the future have in store for you? What are you planning in the coming months and stuff like that?
Yeah, interesting question. I mean, you know me, I love to travel, but that's not happening.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is definitely
it's brutal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's brutal for someone like me. I'm not much of a homebody. So yeah, next couple months. Yeah, I mean not a whole lot, man. I love the job I'm at, so I'm gonna move somewhere in New York. My lease is up here in LIC, so gotta figure out. Maybe Brooklyn.
Yeah, bro, look at Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
You haven't lived in Brooklyn, right?
I have not. I've lived in Manhattan and now Queens.
So I don't think I'll ever see you in the Bronx, but come to Brooklyn.
I heard the Bronx is getting hip. So, bro, Southern Bronx.
Oh, ew. No, don't go. Don't go to the Bronx.
All right. So,
I don't like the Bronx, bro. And I lived there for like 5 years.
There's some amazing breweries in Brooklyn. I went to Grimm. Mm-hmm. That's a really good one. But yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? Because like New York is all about going out, going to museums, enjoying nightlife, restaurants. With all that being shut down, it's like you're paying really high rent for nothing you can't get anywhere else right now. So I'm a bit conflicted.
You know what? I still think that Brooklyn is just it's the borough for you because it's made for people like you. Like young professionals, young hip professionals.
Hipsters like us.
Yeah.
Edwin's a hipster. He was talking about his beer hall, so.
Yeah, but he's also from Brooklyn, so it's like.
Oh, I didn't know that, Edwin. You're from Brooklyn, really?
Where did you think I was from?
I didn't know where you were from, to be honest. So
North Carolina.
It was just like a question mark. I was the character that wasn't unlocked yet.
The NPC.
The origin question mark.
Yeah.
Type question
mark. Nice. Yeah. Okay. You're a native New Yorker. There you go. So.
It wasn't my choice.
You're the guy that looks at all of us New York transplants and is like, these guys try and pretend like they know New York.
No, not at all. I mean, I don't care. It's like it could go both ways, right? Like there's like a section of like transplants who like try to be extra New York, right? And then make these grandiose claims about how much they're a New Yorker, and it's generally unsolicited, and it's easy. It's easy to make fun of them, and it'll be like seemingly subtle to them, right? Because I've been in a situation where it'll be like all transplants. This actually happened not too long ago. So I went to Queens. This is during the Super Bowl, actually, right?
Okay.
I went to Queens, and then it was like nothing but transplants or whatever, and then people are just saying like New York shit, but like obviously like throwing out their credentials. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was interesting.
That was corny. New York shit.
Yeah, like people throwing out there like New York credentials, like, oh yeah, I've been here, I did this. I'm like, oh, right. And then there's the other end where people who like were born and raised in New York, who are just like, and it's usually people who don't like have jobs and shit, or like, I don't know, live with parents. I don't know. It's just like this thing where they go extra hard for no reason, where it's just like, you know, if you weren't from New York, you can't be here, and you go back to Ohio or wherever the fuck. Like, that's annoying too. But you know, I still troll people. Well, especially at Penn State, we used to troll people. We'd be like, "Yo, where are you from? Yo, we're not American. We're New Yorkers." Bro.
Yeah, it's pretty much you're not whatever's gonna be the biggest troll situation. Period. What? You're not a New Yorker. You're from Rhode Island. No, you're from Florida.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, facts are facts, but like, yeah, that's true.
How long do you think it takes someone to become a New Yorker? How long do you have to live in New York?
Oh man, I don't think it's like a time. I think it's just like, I don't know. Here's my opinion. You can call yourself whatever you want. So if you live in Iowa and never been to New York, and you're like, yo, I'm a New Yorker, fuck it, man, rock out. You know, go to the NYC subreddit and pretend you wrote the subreddit. do what you do. In my mind, it's like, I'll be a New Yorker no matter where I go, right? So if I move to Chicago, I lived there 40 years. I'm not a Chicagoan or whatever the fuck they're called. I'm just a New Yorker in Chicago, right? And I'm just like, yo, just claim where you're from. Like, I'm not going to try to, you know, undercut where I'm from just to be like, oh, I'm from this place, you know? I don't know. It's just me.
That's because you're from a cool place to live, man.
Yeah, bro. This is like the coolest place to ever live.
Oh,
coolest.
Look at DK. He's like,
I think New York is trash, bro. New York is dirty, but whatever. I grew up here.
Pros and cons. I think I'm just so used to it that it's like it's normal. This is baseline. So it's like everything else is different. So this is baseline. So it's like background shit. Yeah. So I enjoy my life. So I think I like New York, but I don't know. I haven't lived anywhere else for any substantial amount of time outside of college. So I really don't know.
I mean, the center of Pennsylvania is pretty high up there too.
Yeah.
They're getting skyscrapers now. They're building tall apartment blocks. So
really?
Oh, really? Yeah. I haven't been there for years, man.
Yeah, they're building high-rise apartment blocks.
Shit.
I haven't been back to college since I was like 23, 22.
So like 2 years ago.
Oh man, he's a flatterer.
Yes.
The lack of facial hair. Those haven't kicked in yet.
Looking like a newborn baby.
Yo, don't worry. There's trends, bro. Soon enough, people will want the baby face back. Once they find out that COVID stays in your beard and mustache for mad hours, everybody's gonna start fucking shaving and shit.
Well, this is the danger of a beard, actually, is because when you have a beard, you want to touch your face, and that's not what you're supposed to do.
I'm putting this on the base. I'm just saying, COVID stays in the beard.
Yo,
up to 20 days. It's gonna be complete bullshit, and it's gonna start trending, son.
Yo, I'm starting a thread right now. Beards. People with beards are super spreaders.
Do it.
Yo, please do it.
I'm doing it.
Do a deep fake of Dr. Fauci saying beards are super spreaders.
Oh man, it's gonna be.
You don't need that much proof. Trust me. You just need a clever meme, a funny enough meme.
No, see, that's the thing. That's the problem. You're not taking from the Nigerian scammers. If I do that, that's too high quality. It has to be some low quality troll shit, and that's what's going to catch on.
That's true. That's a good point. It's about reframing it.
Exactly. Shout outs to Ugo boy, Nigerian scammers.
Yeah, man. I was gonna throw him out there under the bus when we were mentioning Nigerian scammers.
Yeah. He's do you and him talk about that often?
Only when I need to make fun of him.
There you go.
I haven't had to resort to that for a while, to the Nigerian scammer jokes.
And what's his comeback?
Oh no, he's like, Ole Jose, you know how Ugo is.
Goya.
Come on, Goya boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to, just because we've been going on for a minute, I think it's probably a good time to stop.
Damn,
I got a refill on the beer.
He's tired of you. Hold on, let me get a beer. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a beer to send us off. Let's do it.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Oh man.
What are you doing with your evening then?
After this, I'm gonna start drinking and probably just reading random things online. I'm gonna try to enjoy the rest of the night, but little by little, just start researching some random things. Oh, recently I bought myself for my birthday. I bought myself a Windows Surface because I wanted to be able to.
Oh, you got 10. Nice.
Yeah, the only big drawback is that like clearly Windows doesn't have a lot of apps that use it.
Yeah.
I mean, Windows has their own software that integrates with things. But I wasn't concerned with that. I wanted the tablet form factor to be able to read.
Mm-hmm.
And also be able to write more naturally. But it's been pretty good.
Got the mug.
Yeah, nice.
That not because it's good, but because it was on sale.
There you go. And it's German, man.
Hey.
Yeah, this is the German piss beer though.
It is. That's true. Yeah, Bex is not good. Generally, export beers are not good.
This is their Budweiser. Every country has a Budweiser.
There's worse, certainly. I mean, there's
Old English, Colt 45.
Yeah, there was a beer when I lived in Germany that you got more from recycling the can than the actual liquid.
Whoa!
Very much, yeah.
That's fucking.
Well, damn! If you're trying to get trash, fuck it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, when I went to South Korea, liquor was so cheap, bro. Oh my god, liquor was stupid cheap. Like even so, we were drinking mostly soju, right? But which is crazy cheap over there. Like a bottle of soju that they import and beat you over the head with, and they'll sell for like $15 here. You can get for less than $2 there. Like it's insane. The markup is insane, right? But even like a mixed drink, right? We went to this place called Thursday Party. Shout outs to Nick Chung. Take me to Thursday Party. But I got like a Jack and Coke, and it was like converted to American dollars. It was like $3, and I'm like, what? Come on.
It was like Penn State prices.
Yeah, yo, Penn State prices everywhere. And I remember when we got Coronas, because they had Coronas out there, and we were just drinking in the street.
Yeah, it's fun. They also do like this every Friday. Everyone goes to these fried chicken places and drinks beer. It's
bro,
ritual.
We did that. Hell yeah, we did that many times. We also went to fuck, I forgot. Damn, I wish I could just call them up right now. I probably could, but there's this park that we went to. It was by the water. And then, people are out there, and then people would go to like the convenience store, and then they would get like ramen packs, and then they would cook out there and stuff like that. We ordered chicken, like fried chicken to go. So the delivery guy, he was dressed in a Superman costume, and he brought it to us in the park. Like they were on the phone with him. He's like, "No, we're here." Like they'll bring it to you wherever you're at. So
that's service.
And man, we just had fried chicken at night in the park. It was the shit.
It's so random, right? Like an Asian country into fried chicken and beer on Friday nights. Very random. But I will
fried chicken.
I feel compelled to go hunt down some fried chicken now. Maybe plant-based.
No.
Don't do that to yourself.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Are you?
You should only be eating plant-based food if you're trying to impress a girl that's definitely gonna give it up.
Bro,
are you shouldn't talk to her after.
Get in the way of deliciousness? Come on.
Fair enough. I'll just go to the straight fried chicken then. Cool guys. Well, it was a pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for coming through. Next time, you know how you said you don't know what's going to happen next time? No, next time you should already have a list of people that we're going to eventually hire. And
okay. I'll have my table set up.
Yeah, sure. So I can remember, I want to freeload off of your success.